Speaking of State College, speaking of Penn State, somebody who's in line to make Penn State even more proud than they already are is one Micah Parsons. Now, there's been some discussions about, all right, well, when is this contract going to get done? When's this deal going to get done? Myles Garrett spoke with Abby Jones of DLLS Sports and said the following about Micah Parsons. Quote, I think he deserves whatever he's earned. I mean, the guy is special. Once I got the chance to train with him, I've seen his work ethic. I've seen how he attacks the weights, running. He is 100% committed to his craft, and he's getting better every day. He also went on to say he's someone who produces on the field and has that dedication to the game. He should get every penny he's owed. Now, Micah Parsons, reportedly, we've got a little more detail on the negotiations with the Dallas Cowboys, and these are always fun. According to Clarence Hill, the negotiation started with Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones. They had some sort of a soft agreement on the terms, but Jerry Jones had never spoken with Micah's agent, David Mulugheta, and that was back in March. And since then, it's just kind of like, whatever, we just haven't really gotten the deal done yet. And so Micah's kind of expressed a little bit of maybe confusion. He said the following to Clarence Jones, it's going to end up costing him more, so on and so forth. And he's absolutely right. But I would say this about Jerry Jones, and I like to call this the fashionably late tax. I don't think Jerry Jones minds paying it. I really don't. I think Jerry Jones is okay with the fact that, yeah, listen, TJ Watt might get his deal done first. Trey Hendrickson might get his deal done first. Micah Parsons, listen, if it costs us a little bit more in the back end and we can stay in the news cycle and be discussed a little bit more, then we're going to stay in the news cycle and be discussed a little bit more. I don't think there's any question that the deal's going to get done this offseason. I just don't think Jerry Jones cares at all about it taking longer and costing them more. I don't think he cares. I really don't.
Yeah, I buy that. At this point, I think it's happened enough where that feeling of that sense of drama, will it get done? Like, it was at the most craziest of a feverish pitch with Dak Prescott. And the unthinkable happened. Like, he got it.
Damn.
He got it. Everybody, I mean, I'll say unthinkable based off of the conversations that were being had before he got his contract. People thought the number that he was going for, what was it, like $40 million at that point?
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
It like $40 million a year. And people were like, yeah, it's not going to happen. He's not going to get to where he wants to be. And there were so many debates about where people failed that everybody decided, you know, we live in a take sides culture now. You ever notice that?
Oh, like, yeah.
Our culture is so take sides driven. And in that instance, everybody that was doing coverage on football were taking sides with Dak Prescott. You had the pro side, you had the con side, and everybody had their arguments and their discussion points as to why they felt that it would or wouldn't happen the way that people may have put it out there, the way that maybe, you know, Dak may have, you know, alluded to, whatever it may have been. There were reasons why on both sides. You do not have those conversations taking place now. These are not headlines that are dominating the sports world. It's actually barely being discussed.
Yeah.
And knowing that that's how this is being handled, there is no real media value to not getting the deal done with Micah Parsons. It's been very non-dramatic. It's been very, very low impact. There is no feverish pitch about it. And I think that that's good. That in the end, that's a good thing. Because here's the reason why. Whether you're for it or you're against it, it's being so intensely covered and the stakes are being raised so high, and how you saw it being handled when Dak Prescott or when Zeke Elliott was doing his contract. it builds this interest level and it builds this narrative that you got to figure out which side you fall on or what side was correct in what took place. And I don't know that it gives a guy the fairest of opportunities to just be the player that they need to be, because that's ultimately what it comes back to, is being the player that you need to be for the team. And it becomes more about, are they living up to their contract? Not are they being the player they need to be. And for some strange reason, I think people come up with, by position, what they believe that value represents. And I don't know that it's accurate or not. I just know that very few people ever live up to the expectation of what is created appearance-wise for that player that waits and negotiates, like even with Hendrickson, right? It just creates this narrative where it's like, oh, you were going to hold out for this? You did all of that to get this contract, and this is all you're going, oh, you go get hurt? Oh, you didn't get the same amount of sacks that you did last year? Well, right. The dude almost got 20 sacks. So to me, the fact that Micah is doing his own podcast, and when he goes viral, it's generally something that he said or he's done, and it's nothing, that you would say, it makes you feel uncomfortable about him. He's in, I don't know where he was at, but he was abroad. He was on the wall, the Great Wall. He was sumo wrestling. He does his podcast. He talked about, all kinds of different topics. I think Micah Parsons has done it the right way, regardless of what people may have to say about he's rubbed people the wrong way inside the building. He's da-da-da. It's been quiet. It's been quiet. You have not heard anyone saying disparaging things about him, and I think that's a good thing, and you got to assume the deal is going to get done. I just asked the question, Jonas, how big is the deal? Is it just below Myles Garrett? Is it right with Myles Garrett? Is it above Myles Garrett? Those are the only real questions that, to me, are the major questions here in this topic.
I mean, I think he beats Myles Garrett. I think that's I think whoever, and that's why maybe when you've got three at the same position, maybe that's sort of what the back and forth is. And one of the things that was mentioned, and I think it was Ian Rappaport of NFL Network, is that maybe part of the delay specifically with the TJ Watt deal is the fact that nobody knows for sure the exact numbers behind Myles Garrett's deal. Like, they know the dollar amount per year, maybe some of the guarantees, but they're not maybe totally sure how some of those guarantees are split up and rationed out. It was something along those lines, and so maybe that's the delay. But like we talked about yesterday, Brooke Pryor, who covers the Steelers for ESPN, saying that, well, the Steelers, they were kind of surprised that TJ Watt would want to reset the market. It's like, well, why would you be surprised? He's had a better career than Myles Garrett. That shouldn't be a surprise. Micah Parsons,
no checkers and no checkered flags on the history either.
He's never
no
assaulted.
Glitches.
He's never assaulted a man with his own helmet. All right, that's never happened.
We didn't have to go that far, but there are no real glitches at all. No checkered flags on either one of those guys.
I think he drives safe, which helps as well too. I just like the Micah Parsons stuff. Yeah, Dak Prescott, I get the debate. I can get the debate. I never thought that Dak Prescott was going to play anywhere other than Dallas. They were never going to let him out of the building. I get the debate. CeeDee Lamb, I could kind of understand the debate. Zeke Elliott, I could kind of understand the debate. There is no debate with Micah Parsons at all whatsoever. He should reset the market. He's in his prime. He's produced every single year, and Jerry Jones does not care about the fact that it may cost him a little bit more. It's the fashionably late tax. I'm willing to pay it because we're going to be in the story, and we're going to be the center of the story throughout the course of training camp, leading up to the season. Whether it gets done right before the year or during training camp, this deal's getting done, man.